Have you ever had a day where someone's comment or action completely ruined your mood? Maybe it was a rude remark, an inconsiderate gesture, or just an unexpected inconvenience. It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's the thing. No one has the power to control your emotions unless you let them. What if, instead of reacting impulsively, you could stay calm and unshaken no matter what life or anyone throws your way? Imagine walking through your day with such inner peace that even the most irritating situations couldn't rattle you. That's not just some fantasy, it's emotional mastery. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 10 transformative lessons that'll help you stop reacting in anger, let go of grudges, and regain control over your emotions. These aren't lessons about ignoring your feelings or pretending not to care. They're about building the mental strength to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity. Whether it's dealing with criticism, setting boundaries, or learning how to let go of grudges, you'll discover practical tools that will help you protect your peace and live with more confidence. By the end of this episode, you'll have the strategies and mindset you need to stay unbothered, even in the toughest situations. So, if you're ready to unlock the secret to emotional freedom and live a life where no one else can control your mood, let's jump right in. Your journey to mastering your emotions begins now. Lesson 1. Understand that your reactions are your choice. Let's paint a picture. You're having a peaceful day. Maybe you're sipping on your coffee or taking a relaxing stroll in the park, when suddenly someone says something rude or inconsiderate. All of a sudden, your calm is gone, and anger or frustration takes its place. You might think, why did they have to ruin my day? But here's the truth. They didn't. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility, not anyone else's. No one has the power to control how you feel unless you hand that power to them. Think of it like this. The world will throw challenges your way, but it's up to you to decide how to react. Let me offer a different perspective. Imagine you're walking through a noisy, chaotic city while wearing noise-canceling headphones. The honking cars and loud conversations don't go away. They're still there, but they don't bother you. In the same way, you don't have to let other people's actions or words disturb your peace. The Stoics had it right. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Here's how you can practice this. 1. Pause. When you feel triggered, pause for a moment. Name the emotion you're feeling. Are you angry, frustrated, hurt? 2. Ask questions. Reflect on why you're feeling this way. Is it because of what happened, or is it your interpretation of what happened? 3. Choose your response. Decide how you want to act based on your values and long-term peace, not the heat of the moment. Imagine the freedom that comes with not being affected by other people's actions or words. The rude stranger, the thoughtless remark, the minor inconvenience. All of these lose their grip on you when you take control of your reactions. Lesson 2. Stop expecting people to behave like you. Have you ever been disappointed by someone who didn't meet your expectations? Maybe when you needed help, they were nowhere to be found. Or maybe they did something that left you thinking, how could they be so inconsiderate? I would never treat them that way. Sound familiar? Here's a tough truth. People don't operate by your standards. They operate by their own. Expecting others to behave or think the way you would is like trying to control the weather. Impossible, and it only leads to frustration. Let me explain. Each person is on their own journey, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and priorities. When someone does something that annoys or hurts you, it's often not a reflection of you, but of them. Trying to change or control their behavior only leaves you feeling powerless. A wise thought sums this up perfectly. Expectations are the root of all suffering. The less you expect others to behave a certain way, the more you protect your peace. Here's how you can stop expecting others to behave like you. 1. Acknowledge your assumptions. When someone upsets you, ask yourself, what did I expect from them? What was I hoping they'd do differently? 2. Challenge that expectation. Reflect on whether it's realistic to expect someone to act exactly as you would. Maybe it's not. 3. Focus on your response. Instead of trying to control their behavior, focus on how you can respond calmly and maintain your peace. Imagine how liberating it would feel if the rude stranger, the forgetful friend, or the inconsiderate coworker didn't have the power to disrupt your emotions. When you stop expecting others to meet your standards, you take back control of your reactions. People are who they are, not who you want them to be. Accepting this doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior or abandoning your values. It simply means recognizing that your peace is too valuable to sacrifice for something you can't control. Lesson 3. Let go of the need to always be right. Think back to the last time you got into an argument, whether it was something trivial like which route was faster, or something deeper with a close friend or partner. Did you feel that strong urge to prove you were right? To show that your perspective was the right one? We've all been there, holding on to our version of the truth like it's a lifeline. But here's the deal. The need to always be right is exhausting and unnecessary. The need to win every argument or prove your point often stems from insecurity. It's as if being wrong threatens your worth or identity. But what if you could let go of that need entirely? What if you could approach disagreements with curiosity instead of defensiveness? A powerful thought to keep in mind. Would you rather be right or would you rather be at peace? Often, our insistence on being right creates tension, damages relationships, and fuels frustration. On the other hand, letting go of the need to prove ourselves allows us to preserve our peace and approach conflicts with understanding. Here's an example. Imagine a friend insists their way of handling a problem is better than yours. Instead of diving into a debate, you could say, "I see where you're coming from and I respect your perspective." By doing this, you not only diffuse the tension, but you also maintain your calm and avoid unnecessary conflict. Here's how you can practice letting go of the need to always be right. 1. Pause before responding. When you feel the urge to argue, take a deep breath and reflect on whether it's worth your energy. 2. Seek understanding. Instead of trying to win, ask questions to understand the other person's perspective. This often helps de-escalate the conflict. 3. Pick your battles. Save your energy for disagreements that truly matter. Ones that align with your values or affect significant outcomes. Over time, you'll find that letting go of the need to always be right brings immense freedom. You'll notice how much lighter and calmer you feel When you stop trying to control every conversation or prove every point, arguments lose their grip on your emotions because you've chosen peace over pride. Remember, your value isn't tied to winning debates or proving your intelligence. It's in how you carry yourself, protect your energy, and maintain your inner peace. The next time you're tempted to argue, pause and remind yourself, being right won't make me happy, but being calm will. Lesson 4. Stop letting others' words define your worth. Have you ever shared an idea or a project that you were excited about, only for someone to dismiss it or make a rude comment? The sting of their words can be overwhelming, and suddenly, the confidence you felt is gone. Why does this happen? It's because we often let others' words define how we see ourselves. The truth is, your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion of you. It's not tied to their compliments, criticisms, or judgments. When you rely on others to validate your worth, you hand them the power to control your emotions. True emotional freedom comes when you take that power back. When you stop letting others' words define your value, you reclaim your peace and confidence. For example, imagine a colleague criticizes your work, not constructively, but in a way that feels harsh or personal. Your instinct might be to defend yourself, feel disheartened, or retaliate. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, you paused and reminded yourself, their words reflect their perspective, not my worth. By detaching your value from their opinion, you protect your peace and maintain your focus. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, captured this wisdom perfectly. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. Here's how you can stop letting others' words define your worth. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone's words sting, take a moment to breathe. This gives you the chance to choose your response. 2. Separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying, or is it just their perspective? Focus on what helps you grow and let the rest go. 3. Reaffirm your worth. Remind yourself that your value isn't tied to anyone's approval. Your worth is intrinsic and independent of external validation. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or dismissing others entirely. It simply means filtering out what doesn't serve you. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted negativity doesn't deserve space in your mind. By letting go of the need for validation, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight. The next time someone's words challenge your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I letting this define me, or can I focus on what I know to be true about myself? Lesson 5. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Picture this. You're in the middle of a busy day, and a friend calls asking for help with something they could easily handle on their own. Or maybe a coworker dumps a last-minute task on you, assuming you'll say yes. You feel the weight of obligation, and frustration builds up as you realize this is going to mess with your plans. Why is it so hard to say no? Here's the thing. Protecting your peace means setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're necessary. Without them, you let others dictate your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Saying yes to everyone else often means saying no to yourself. A powerful reminder comes to mind. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without protecting your energy, you'll find yourself burned out, resentful, and disconnected from your own needs. Boundaries allow you to safeguard your emotional freedom while maintaining healthy relationships. Let's consider this scenario. You're always the go-to person for advice, even late at night. You want to help, but it's draining. Instead of silently resenting them, you could say, "I care about you, but I need to keep my evenings for myself to recharge. Let's talk tomorrow." This response is firm yet kind, and it protects your peace without damaging the relationship. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the ability to live as we wish. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, and it teaches others to respect you too. Here's how you can start setting boundaries effectively. 1. Be clear and honest. Communicate your limits calmly and directly. People are more likely to respect boundaries when they understand them. 2. Use I statements. Focus on your needs rather than blaming others. For example, say, "I need some quiet time after work," instead of, "You're always bothering me." 3. Stick to your boundaries. Once you set a limit, uphold it. Consistency shows others that you're serious about protecting your space. When you set boundaries, you free yourself from unnecessary obligations. You reclaim your energy for what truly matters, whether it's your health, your goals, or the people who value you. Remember, you're not responsible for managing everyone else's feelings or fixing their problems. Your primary responsibility is to yourself, your peace, your time, and your emotional well-being. Lesson 6. Detach from the opinions of others. Imagine this. You share an idea you're proud of with the group, but instead of support, you get criticism or indifference. The sting of their words is real, and it can lead to self-doubt. But here's a question. Why does their opinion carry so much weight? The truth is, relying on external validation is like chasing shadows. You'll never truly catch it. Emotional freedom begins when you stop letting the opinions of others define your worth. Everyone views the world through their own lens, shaped by their experiences, biases, and insecurities. What someone says about you often reveals more about them than it does about you. When you internalize their opinions, you give them power over your emotions and decisions. Why let someone else control your narrative? Here's a simple but powerful thought to remember. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's not tied to what others think of you, whether it's praise or criticism. Your worth is something intrinsic and unshaken by external noise. For example, imagine you're wearing a new outfit you love, and a coworker makes a passing remark. That's an interesting choice. You could let that comment ruin your confidence, or you could remind yourself that their opinion doesn't diminish your joy. When you detach from the need for approval, you free yourself to live authentically. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This may sound harsh, but it's liberating. Growth often requires going against the grain or doing things others might not understand. Here's how to start detaching from the opinions of others. 1. Question their importance. When someone's opinion bothers you, ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What authority do they have over my life? 2. Reaffirm your values. Focus on what matters to you, not what others expect. Ground yourself in your goals and principles. 3. Practice letting go. When criticism or judgment arises, acknowledge it without clinging to it. Picture their words as leaves floating down a stream. There, but not lasting. When you stop seeking external approval, you shield yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. By focusing on your own inner compass, you stay grounded no matter how others perceive you. Lesson 7. Respond with silence, not anger. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument and someone says something hurtful or intentionally provocative. You feel your anger rising, your heart pounds, your face heats up, and your instinct is to fire back with a cutting remark. But what if, instead of reacting, you simply said nothing? Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have when dealing with negativity. It's not about conceding or avoiding confrontation. It's about choosing peace over chaos. Responding with silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to value your peace over the need to retaliate. There's a Stoic wisdom in this. The best answer to anger is silence. Anger thrives on fuel, on words, on reactions, but silence starves it. When you choose not to engage, you break the cycle of negativity and protect your emotional well-being. Think of silence as a shield. It deflects the noise without pulling you into the fight. For example, imagine a colleague undermines you during a meeting, trying to make you look bad in front of others. You have two choices. You can engage in a back-and-forth argument, or you can pause and respond with silence. By staying silent, you deny them the reaction they seek, maintain your composure, and show everyone who truly holds the higher ground. Here's how to make silence your go-to response in moments of provocation. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone says something provocative, take a moment to breathe. Silence creates space for clarity. 2. Listen without defending. Sometimes people just want to vent or be heard. Let them speak without interrupting or feeling the need to explain yourself. 3. Speak only when necessary. If a response is required, keep it calm, measured, and to the point. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, speak only if it improves upon the silence. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means you choose when and how to express them. Silence doesn't ignore the problem. It preserves your energy for moments where your voice truly matters. Next time someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask yourself, will responding add value, or will it simply escalate the situation? By choosing silence, you protect your peace, demonstrate strength, and keep control of the narrative. Remember, silence isn't the absence of a response. It's the presence of wisdom. It's the ability to rise above the noise and say, your words don't control me. My peace does. Lesson 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Imagine you're having one of those days where everything seems to go wrong. Your plans fall apart. Someone makes a rude comment, and even the smallest inconveniences feel unbearable. Anger starts bubbling up, and you think, why does everything have to be so difficult right now? Pause for a moment. What if, instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you shifted your attention to what's going right? Gratitude has a way of turning anger into calm and reframing even the worst moments into opportunities for perspective and peace. Here's a powerful truth. You can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude works like a mental reset button. It pulls you out of the spiral of negativity and reminds you of the good that still exists, even in frustrating situations. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic, running late to an important appointment. Instead of fuming at the cars ahead of you, try this. Take a deep breath and think of 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's the fact that you have a car, the opportunity you're headed toward, or even just the music playing on the radio. It might sound small, but this shift can transform your emotional state almost instantly. The philosopher Cicero said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." Gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger, it builds resilience, fosters patience, and helps you focus on what truly matters. It's a tool you can use anytime, anywhere, to protect your peace. Here's how to make gratitude a daily habit. 1. Pause and reflect. When anger starts to rise, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, what's one thing I can be thankful for right now? 2. Keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well, no matter how small they seem. This trains your mind to look for the positive. 3. Use gratitude as a reframe. When faced with a challenge, think about what you can learn from it or how the situation could be worse. Gratitude often comes from recognizing what you still have. For example, when someone criticizes you harshly, instead of letting anger take over, try reframing it. I'm grateful for the chance to learn from this feedback, even if it wasn't delivered kindly. This doesn't excuse the other person's behavior, but it keeps you in control of your emotions. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present. The next time you feel anger creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? You'll find that gratitude doesn't just dissolve the anger, it replaces it with calm, clarity, and a sense of control. And in those moments, you'll realize that peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. Lesson 9. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Imagine you've just shared an idea that you're really proud of, whether at work, with friends, or online, and someone immediately shoots it down with harsh criticism. Your first instinct is probably defensiveness, or maybe even anger. It's natural to feel this way when your efforts are met with negativity. But what if you could reframe criticism, seeing it not as an attack, but as an opportunity to grow? Criticism, no matter how it's delivered, holds value if you're willing to look for it. It can show you blind spots, challenge your thinking, or push you to improve. When you shift your perspective, criticism stops being a source of frustration and becomes a tool for self-betterment. Here's an example. Imagine you're preparing a presentation and a colleague points out several flaws in your work. You could dismiss them, thinking, they're just trying to undermine me. Or you could pause and reflect, is there truth in what they're saying? How can I use this feedback to improve? By choosing the second approach, you turn what might feel like an attack into a stepping stone. As the philosopher Lao Tzu said, criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish growth without destroying roots. This doesn't mean all criticism is valid or worth your attention. Some people criticize out of envy, ignorance, or malice. The key is to filter what you hear, keeping what's constructive and discarding what's not. Here's how to handle criticism with grace. 1. Pause before reacting. When faced with criticism, take a moment to breathe. This helps you avoid reacting emotionally. 2. Evaluate the source. Consider who's giving the feedback. Do they have your best interests in mind? Is their perspective informed? 3. Find the lesson. Even poorly delivered criticism can carry a valuable insight. Ask yourself, What can I learn from this? Lesson 10. Master the art of letting go. Imagine holding on to a hot coal, determined to throw it at someone who hurt you. But while you're waiting for the right moment, the coal continues to burn your hand. Anger, grudges, and resentment work the same way. They harm you far more than the person who caused your pain. The real strength lies not in holding on, but in letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means releasing the emotional weight that drags you down, freeing yourself from the control of the past. The Buddha said it best. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Think about a time when someone wronged you. Maybe it was a betrayal, an unfair judgment, or an unkind word. How much time did you spend replaying that moment in your mind? How much energy did you waste imagining confrontations or seeking revenge? Letting go is the antidote to this endless cycle. It allows you to move forward instead of staying trapped in the past. For example, imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for your idea. You could spend days stewing over the injustice, letting it affect your mood and productivity, or you could let it go. Recognize that your worth isn't tied to one moment of recognition. By choosing the latter, you protect your peace and focus on what truly matters, your growth and future opportunities. Lao Tzu offers profound wisdom on letting go. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Letting go isn't just about releasing anger or resentment. It's about letting go of perfectionism, fear of failure, or the need for control. It's about embracing life as it is, with all its unpredictability, and finding freedom in acceptance. Here's how you can start practicing the art of letting go. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Suppressing emotions only makes them stronger. Allow yourself to feel hurt, anger, or disappointment without judgment. 2. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow stronger because of it? 3. Focus on the present. Letting go is a choice you make for yourself, not for the other person. Shift your attention to the here and now, where your power lies. Think of letting go like releasing a balloon. The longer you hold on to it, the more it strains your hand. But when you let it float away, you feel lighter and freer. Life becomes less about what happened and more about what's possible. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not be disturbed by what is outside your power. Let it go, and you will find peace. This doesn't mean letting people walk over you or ignoring injustice. It means choosing where to direct your energy. By letting go of what you can't change, you create space for what you can, a brighter, calmer, and more fulfilling life. The next time you find yourself clinging to anger or regret, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? What would my life look like if I let this go? The answer will guide you toward emotional freedom, because true strength isn't in holding on. It's in knowing when to release. And when you do, you'll discover that the lighter you feel, the stronger you become. And there you have it. 10 powerful lessons that can help you master your emotions and stay unbothered, no matter what life throws your way. These aren't just ideas or abstract concepts. They're tools you can use every day to protect your peace, build resilience, and take control of your reactions. Remember, the goal isn't to suppress your feelings or become indifferent. It's to respond to life's challenges with clarity and strength. Emotional mastery isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to react. The power to stay calm, centered, and free lies entirely in your hands. As you move forward, take these lessons with you. Practice pausing before you react. Set boundaries that protect your energy. Let go of the things and people you can't control. Every time you choose peace over anger, you take one step closer to living the unshakable life you deserve. If you found value in this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need a little extra calm in their life. And if you have your own tips or experiences about staying unbothered, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, emotional freedom isn't a destination. It's a practice. So, keep showing up for yourself, stay mindful, and keep growing stronger every day. Until next time, take care and stay unbothered.